tall. He's 184 pounds, and we talk about the middleweight division. We started talking about the divisions you were talking about, anything above 170. Out of Jim O, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, with a record of 2-0.
You know, one of the cool things about George Lowe is that he actually started his career over at Upstate, I believe it's Upstate Kickboxing, which is where Stephen Wonderboy Thompson from the UFC trains. It's one of his gyms, and I think that's just such a good base. They also have Weston Wilson is another top pro over there. It's just a great gym, and to get that kind of baseline experience, obviously since then he's moved to Gym O, which is an up-and-coming gym in the area, but very, very good. They're actually, I would even tell you, they're one of the up-and-coming gyms in the U.S., and they really got a great community over there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how his game evolves coming from Upstate Kickboxing, which is originally a karate academy that has now moved into an MMA school and transitioning over here to Jim O.
George Lowe out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's number 15. He's ranked in Tapology as a middleweight in Tennessee.
Yeah, and I think that's probably where he had fought. He's been bouncing around. But when you start entering in that Mid-Atlantic, like I've talked about in the past, the competition level is just different. There's a lot of talent here, and that's not to say I'm sure he is well prepared, but it will be an interesting test here with Joshua Dail.
All right, let's throw it down to Chris Fuller. We'll get the next introduction.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Joshua Dail.
Joshua Dail, he's 6 foot tall, 182. He's 22 years of age, out of Universal General MMA out of Suffolk, Virginia. That's a little bit of a hike, not terrible, but you got to come up from Suffolk with a record of 1-1.
And one of the things about Josh is that he's actually never been out of the first round, but not necessarily for bad reasons. He was submitted, he was taken down, controlled, got submitted, but in his win, he got a TKO finish. So he's very capable, he's not afraid to stand there and strike. He's got a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's well-rounded. And I would also tell you he's a good size, too, where he's not giving up too much height or strength or size here against George Lowe.
Been doing karate since he was 2. And now he currently holds an orange belt in Shorin Ryu.
Yeah.
I got you here.
Yeah, a lot of different forms of karate, and not all of them are created equal. Go Shinryu. There's others as well. The name is just escaping me because there are so many. But there are types that are very much full contact. And Kyokushin was the one I was thinking of. That's what a lot of the guys over there at Kaizen MMA, I believe, did back in the day. So these are full contact karate where there's no necessarily punches to the head, but you could rip punches to the body. Head kicks are fair game.
Sure.
It's really like a modified rules kickboxing, and I actually think it translates pretty well. You even see it with guys in the UFC, I actually, to be honest with you, I think Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has a background in that as well, or some form of that. So interesting here moving forward.
Hey, and listen, Joshua hasn't fought in 34 months. This is the first time he's fought since October of 2019, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Let's throw it down to Chris, get some official introductions. Chris Fuller.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3-minute rounds in the CageZilla middleweight division. Starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 foot tall and weighing in at 184 pounds, fighting out of Jim O of Charlotte, North Carolina. He brings a record of 2 wins and no defeats. It's George Lowe.
George Lowe out of Jim O, Charlotte, North Carolina. He's ranked 15th in middleweight Tennessee.
And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 foot tall and weighing in at 182 pounds, fighting out of Universal General MMA and Team Gustavo Machado, with a record of 1 win and 1 defeat. It's Joshua Dail.
Joshua Dail, 6 foot, 22 years of age, out of Universal General MMA, Suffolk.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3-minute rounds, and your referee is Michael Dolman.
All right, Michael Dolman will be the referee for this event. It's scheduled for 3-minute rounds. As we get the seconds out, we get everything all checked and locked. Everything seems to be pretty good there. All right, here we go. He checks with the officials along the cage, checks with both fighters, and here we go. Let's see if we touch gloves. Nope. We're just going to go right to rocket and roll right off the bat.
I like how George immediately took the center, and he looks bigger in there.
Yeah.
It might just be his stance, but already, good switch stance there. He's got Josh moving around quite a bit.
Yeah, George Lowe just looks huge. He's in the yellow multicolored trunks. He had the black gloves with the red tape. Joshua kind of running for his life here.
Well, you could tell he likes to take that outside and work some of these more flexible kicks. But I like what George is doing. He's taking the center, and he's just kind of cutting them off. And I think it's only a matter of time before he starts to drive forward and throw some punches as well, because right now you're seeing a lot of kicks, but that's a different range thing. There you go. It's going to start here. Oh! Looks like he actually got behind him off that.
Yeah.
Good defense, though.
Good job by Josh. We're going to move around. Now we're going down to the ground here.
And Georgia got the takedown.
Yeah, with that arm pinned down below, he's going to try to move himself around, and let's see how Josh gets out of this.
Josh got to be careful. He's giving up his back.
Uh-oh.
Really good explosiveness.
Uh-oh.
Good scrambling. And now instant ground and pound there from George Lowe.
Lots of strength from Dail as he makes his way up here. Josh just trying to keep pressure on him as George is really trying to hammer those ribs.
He's in on the single, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for him here.
It's a really good shot right there. You could see. Joshua Dail just trying to keep pressure on it. We saw this in the last fight, but it looks like George Lowe's got one, like you're talking about, the one underhook. Let's see if Lowe can get out of this.
Oh, big shots here.
Yeah, he's just elbow, and Dail didn't want to have anything to do with that.
Oh, big shot.
Oh, another right hand. That took time out here. That knocked his mouth guard out, which is really a fortunate thing for Josh Dail, because I think that was going to be trouble.
Josh now in. Oh, good throw there from George Lowe. Throwing some good elbows there.
George Lowe just putting the pressure on him, just nonstop putting him down. Making his way up here to the play-by-play booth, if you guys are at home listening and you're out there in the crowd, is our guy Connor Mosby. Connor Mosby fought just recently here in the last TCB. Connor, I'm sitting down there and I'm watching you just kind of stalk back and forth here with both of these guys and trying to see what's going on.
I'm just hungry, guys, I'm hungry. I'm ready to work. I fought 3 weeks ago, I think, or so. It was that third round TKO knockout. Yeah. I'm ready to go again. I'm ready to go right now.
And I'm sitting down here and I'm watching George Lowe take control of this fight. There's George Lowe being ranked 15th as a middleweight in all the state of Tennessee, and then he comes up here from North Carolina, and he's kind of putting on some work here with Josh.
Listen.
You don't care where he's from. What state do you?
Listen,
I knew that was coming.
I'm a
from
man.
Tennessee.
Mexican, American, Italian, anybody can get it, okay?
Italians? What are we talking about?
And whatever.
Well, one of the things I'm going to tell you was when I was watching George Lowe, his stance, it actually kind of reminded me of your stance a little bit. I think that stylistically, that's such a good matchup. Although Joshua got out of some really bad situations there. You were cage side, you saw. What were your thoughts on that?
So I will say, the thing, I do see the similarities, what you were saying with George's and my stance. The difference is when I engage, I lift my hands up, and I think you guys mentioned it. Yep, literally, as I engage, my hands go back.
So take a look at this, Connor. As you see this, boom, right here, that right hand that just knocked the mouth guard out of Josh Dail, and then it got stopped, because I think that if the mouth guard doesn't come out like we were talking about, what you were talking about, the hands up, that was really a good shot, but I think it kind of saved Josh Dail there. Absolutely. By having that mouth guard come out.
And I will say, these guys, they're not putting together combos. I would like to see them put together some combos for sure. They're throwing one punches at a time. They're not hiding anything behind anything. They're just throwing them one at a time. So if George can put some combos together, I think he'll catch them clean, All
right, here's the start of round number 2 as Michael Dolman gets the seconds out. Josh Dail, he'll be in the maroon trunks. He has the black gloves with the blue tape. George Lowe, he has the multicolored trunks. He has black gloves with red tape standing right on the CageZilla logo. Josh Dail coming out with a little more aggressiveness this time, but his hands really, really low.
Both of them have a low hands, when they're coming out. I think, Josh has been beat up a little bit in that first round.
Good right hand from Dail.
That was really nice.
That rocked him.
He's rocked. He's rocked. Look at his eyes.
Yeah,
that's a desperation takedown right there. He was rocked. There he is. Can he finish it? I would love to see him finish it. It
was a nice shuck by there to get the bag.
Absolutely.
But good defense from Josh.
So listen, both of these guys, you fight either one, doesn't matter. Both of them at the same time, doesn't matter, does it?
We can do it right now. We can do it in a parking lot. We can do it in the rain. We can do it in October. We can do it in November. We can do it in December. Look, we can go to work whenever.
He's getting ready to go to sleep
George
right here.
behind him.
Yeah, and
He got
George
behind
Lowe,
him.
he's going to
And
tap.
that's
It's
it.
over.
He got it.
That was,
Sunk that in there deep,
it
didn't
was
he?
sloppy, but he got it done, and that's what counts.
As we were talking, there was a transition and a scramble there that George was actually able to get behind him. And Josh, as he was falling backwards, George just kind of snuck in behind him, and that's where that choke was.
Absolutely. I can't say I'm quite impressed by either of the fighters, to be honest with you guys. It was pretty sloppy. They couldn't put their strikes together. They had low hands the whole time. So, I would love to see them develop, and, let's get it on in October, George.
But you're next, yeah?
Hey, let's do it.
Hey, and listen, none of these guys make you nervous. I can tell they don't make you nervous, right?
Nervous?
But let's start talking about George Lowe and his stance very quick. And not to be that I'm biased, I just don't think that either one of these guys, after watching you fight a couple of times, are ready to fight you. But would you take a fight against a guy that you don't think is ready to fight you?
Keep talking. You good, buddy.
Absolutely. Look, I don't think they're ready for me either. They don't have the striking. They don't have anything that I have, quite honestly, as far as experience, skill level, or whatnot. But listen, if they want work, I'm going to give it to them. That's not a problem.
Well, speaking of, I have Jeff Wild over there calling you down to go meet him in the cage there. Hey, brother, always good to see you. Do your thing.
All right, looks like Michael Dolman has it right here. All right, let's throw it down to Chris Fuller. We'll get the results as Connor makes his way down to the cage here. I think we're going to get an interview with either Connor or George. Connor. No, you're good. Connor's like having a kid. Connor's like your kids always, you know what I'm saying? Connor's like having a kid. All right, let's throw it up to Chris Fuller. We'll get the results right now. Chris Fuller, take it away, Chris. He does not have his earpiece in. Take it away, Chris. Give me some announcements, and then you guys can talk to Connor. All right. Connor can talk later.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Michael Dolman has called a stop to the action 1 minute and 7 seconds into the second round for your winner by submission due to rear naked choke. On the red corner, it's George Lowe.
All right. So I'm sure that our promoter is trying to egg this on a little bit to try to get Connor and George Lowe into a fight here in October, which would be an amazing thing to see if George Lowe wanted to make his way back up from the Carolinas.